It looks familiar, and yet different. Well, well. Is this a dream? I need to get out of here.
Fool.
Father.
Blind fool.
Well, what don't I see? Maybe you could give me an answer this time.
What don't you know?
Why is the golem pursuing our blood? You've not just put me in danger, but Liga as well. Who did you hurt so much that the golem was aiming to? Hold on. It succeeded, didn't it? That's what killed you. That's what made the building fall on you. Why did you let a rat like Konieczkin into our home? Now he's dogging Liga and me. Were you working for him? Did you start informing on your customers for him?
A fool's theory.
Who inflicted this punishment on you? What for? And how the hell do I lift it?
Everything I've done
Was with your children in mind. I've heard it all before. For our good, I know. Thanks a lot. I definitely didn't ask for a blood curse. Are you finally going to say something?
You've wasted your time. I left you all the answers. You just have to find them.
Where am I supposed to look for them? In the Black Grimoire, which I nearly got from you? In that case, where is it? Who was it? Your friends? Your coterie that you hid even from your lover? Who are they? What were you planning?
You possess everything I had. I have left you everything you need.
Come back here! I'm not finished with you yet!
Look who's up. Sleeping Beauty. Have some coffee. In the morning, Grażynka brews it strong. All the revelations yesterday overwhelmed me a little. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for my outburst.
Forgive me for yesterday. Warsaw was getting to me.
Yes, I know the feeling. And I don't want to quarrel with you either. We'd be better off focusing on the obstacles ahead of us. I thought that, given our situation, your suggestion to talk to Konieczkin wasn't so bad after all.
I suspect he'll offer us a deal with the devil.
For now, I'm just thinking out loud. I thought about what you were saying yesterday. Those strange phenomena related to the golem. Once, when I was taking a carriage to the store, the horse took fright. First it reared, then it started kicking, and after a moment it froze and dropped dead on the cobblestones. But it was already old. Could that have been the golem?
That I don't know yet.
Does that mean we might be in danger?
I don't know how long it took the golem to reach Father. He only found me in Warsaw that one time. I don't know how he works.
I can't believe Father didn't know that either. There must be something in his office. Anything.
Maybe.
Is there any other way you could find out?
I had a dream about Father.
Me too. Right after he died. He was soothing me with my favorite lullaby.
First he insulted me, and then blood poured down his face.
Very funny. Do you see him often in your dreams?
This was only the second time. I hope there will be more. It's been a long time since I was quarantined in the hospital. They're not ordinary dreams. They're very realistic visions. I talk to him, I ask questions, but I can't understand his answers.
Why don't we focus on real life?
I know that you're still sorting through things there, but I really have to visit our store in Mirov.
I'm basically done, and I was planning to go there now after breakfast. Will you join me?
I should look through all of Father's things in the store. Everything he left behind.
All right, let's go.
Not much has changed here.
Just the sign. Or maybe the owner.
That's right. Now it's your kingdom.
I don't think queens dig through columns of numbers, exotic names, addresses, and consignment notes. Or scold customers who don't know the difference between powdered skull and powdered mummy. Have you developed an interest in the family business?
This conversation has convinced me even more that Father left the business in the right hands.
Come into my chamber. I have to take care of the inventory. Try not to make more of a mess than there already is.
What is this?
The photograph, Victor. A marvelous invention. Father was very fond of them.
I meant what Father has on his face. That smile. I'm sure someone he disliked had just died.
Did you want something, or are you here to joke around?
The guy next to Father, that's Hayat, right?
Yes, he's just younger, Victor. That's how photographs work, you know. They stop time and place. I can also see here that they were friends. But a year ago, that ended and they stopped working together.
Why?
I don't know. Papa didn't talk to me about it.
Could Hayat have wanted our father to die? Could he have sent the golem after him?
I think you'll have to ask him. I heard that he bought out one of the 2 rundown laundries here in Mirov, not too far away. You're welcome.
Thank you. When was this picture taken?
Who knows, a quarter century ago? We must not have even been 5. You two look more and more alike.
Don't scare me.
Is that?
Yes. I'll take a quick look around.
Be careful. On my way.
Fate has brought us together again, Viktor Shulsky.
Why do you bother, King of the Tempermancers?
I learned from my mistakes, and now the time has come for me to reclaim the throne and the title that I deserve. Come on, I dare you.
All right.
To me. Never. There is no shame in losing to a better man. The way tells me to find you again soon.
I will be ready, White Roman.
You will not know the day nor time. That is the creed of Tempermancers.
Yes, just not here. My sister will kill me.
Stay well, until fate makes our paths cross again, King of the Tempermancers.
to find their meeting place. Hello.
You said a month, 2 at most. I believed you. Then came the very first rain, and it was pouring in again. You fixed it, then the next rain. Soaked. I can't sleep because I have to keep emptying buckets. It's leaking just as badly as it was before. But the eyes of God are in every place, and they're watching.
Rabbi, when I said 2 months, you said there was one hole in the ceiling, but the whole building is in shambles here.
I can do it.
Quiet! You can seal up your daddy's barn with straw. The roof is gonna get holes because the foundations are crumbling.
So, let's go down to the basement.
Oh no, definitely not there.
Am I speaking to Rabbi Sofer?
You see, all I gotta do is mention these cellars and his name comes up.
Would Hashem let a synagogue be haunted?
Hey now, quiet.
You're too late, I'm afraid. My name is Feldman. Rabbi Sofer departed this world almost a year ago. Forgive me, I have worldly matters to attend to.
I understand, Rabbi. And if someone were to help you with these workers?
In the words of the market woman trying to tempt a Jewish man into idolatry, what harm would it do?
I understand. Back up. God helps those who help themselves.
But maybe you're right, Rabbi. Maybe Hashem is afflicting us, setting a test for us.
You heard the guy talking about Sofer. The old man cursed this place, especially these cellars.
So I'll go on my own and show that Hashem protects me against curses in Hashem's domain.
On your own. You can seal up your daddy's barn, right? Fine, let's go.
You've gotten the better of me again, Hashem. Your tests still surprise me, but if this is your will, I think Hashem has sent you to me. Who are you?
I'm the son of Stanisław Szulski, and I really need help.
Let's go into my office. Let's show Hashem we accept the challenge.
What do we have here?
Please, tell me what problem brought you here.
Maybe, Rabbi, you could tell me something about golems.
Thaumaturge, golems belong to Kabbalah, and you're forbidden from knowing anything about them. It's a trap for a soul. There are tales of golems being summoned for revenge, or in good faith, for protection. But they all end rather badly.
Rabbi Sofer put a curse on my father. Unfortunately, it started affecting his children as well.
A curse is a serious accusation, you know. I find it hard to believe Sofer would do such a thing. Do you think this has something to do with a golem?
I don't know. Did the old rabbi perhaps leave some things here? May I take a look at them?
Yes, here you are. All his books are here. I don't think I threw anything out. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Rabbi, could you tell me something about Sofer?
He was fair, but also difficult and very principled, like this city. Riots, provocations, pogroms, overpopulation. But if he's the one who inflicted the curse, he must have been a powerful thaumaturge and Kabbalist.
Who can summon a golem?
Normally, it's determined by need. The Kabbalist rabbi summons the golem himself, but other Jewish people can also entreat him to do so. In legends, the golem is a terrible punishment and a tool for meting out divine justice. But I think it's an offense against Hashem, and revenge.
How can I stop a golem?
To summon it to life, you write the 3 Hebrew letters spelling emes, truth, on the clay that formed it. In an attempt to stop the monster, the heroes of these legends would erase the first letter from its clay body. That leaves mes, which means death. But I don't know how much truth is in that.
Rabbi, could you help me understand something about Kabbalah?
No, and I'll say no more on the subject. I fear for your soul.
I'm afraid that I won't find anything more here. Thank you, Rabbi. Rabbi?
I'm listening.
Mordechai Chayat. Do you know that name, Rabbi?
He owns one of the laundries here in Miruf, but I admit he doesn't really come to see me. Maybe there are other things I could be of more help with.
I found a prescription belonging to the old rabbi. Was something troubling him?
He had heart problems. The local pharmacist would even bring him some kind of special medicine.
What was that pharmacist called?
Abraham Horovitz. But now his pharmacy is sitting empty.
Let me guess. He's dead?
Unfortunately. Some say that the socialists were involved. Others claim it was the Ochrana's doing. Let's keep talking, if you need to.
I'll be off now.
I'll pray.
That's him! The one with the book! You oozing carbuncle! You ain't had enough of Warsaw yet? So you're sticking your nose in on people here?
You know what happens to fellas who sniff around where they ain't supposed to?
Miruv don't kid around with them.
I just wanted to stop by the laundry.
He must have shit his pants. You'll have to find yourself another laundry.
Talking nonsense!
Did you hear about Praga? I'm at the harbor getting fish, and half the wharf is in splinters. They said there's even bodies.
More bodies than they usually fish out of the Vistula, practically every day. They were only just writing about Povishle.
But listen to this. They're saying it's some giant did it all.
You sure?
Maybe I can help. Recently, I've taken an interest in one of those.
Leave us alone. Did you wander in here by mistake?
I hope those guys outside are your relatives. Otherwise, you're paying too much for your protection. Are you scared of something?
I'm not easily frightened. I have the time spent working with your father to thank for that. You got some dirty laundry that needs cleaning, Mr. Shulsky.
Let's have a word about your conflict with my father.
There was no such thing. I have warm feelings for the store, and his father as well.
Why did you quit working for my father?
It was a mutual decision.
I know that you and my father parted ways in bad terms. What happened?
We both had difficult personalities, but I still remember him fondly.
You're not
I don't have to explain myself to you, Mr. Shulsky.
I'm leaving now, but I can tell.
Farewell. Is there something...
Let's talk about your...
Mr. Shulsky, I'll say it one...
Liar. Your anger still lingers around the photograph of my father. You're going to find it hard to hide anything from me.
I'm not in the habit of speaking ill of the dead, Mr. Shulsky. Especially to their family. Old grudges drove us apart. Not all stains are easy to remove. Especially ones on a person's honor.
And might they give you a reason to seek revenge? A motive?
I can't summon golems if that's what you're getting at.
But you know there is such a possibility.
Is that all? I need to get back to work.
I know about the pharmacist.
Beg your pardon?
All this is because Abraham Horowitz, isn't it? He lost his life, and the whole community felt it. Seems like you did most of all. I just don't get why Horowitz was so important to you.
Community. Something you Shulskis don't know a thing about. Here, we take care of everyone equally. No one is more or less important than anyone else. Your father's punishment was fitting for his actions and his background. The wrath of the Jewish people. A death for a death.
Was it worth it? A golem is a blunt instrument that kills and harms everyone in reach.
What are you talking about?
My father and Sofer knew one another for years. Father knew the rabbi could be forced to create a golem if Horowitz was killed. They both took that risk. Sofer couldn't reveal that he knew Stanisław. He also knew that Horowitz had to disappear because he was a threat to too many people.
To whom?
That doesn't matter. You don't have anything to do with this, Mordechai. Just like I have nothing to do with my father's actions. I am connected to them only by my blood.
What do you want?
To get rid of the golem. Tell me something, anything, that will get me closer to a solution.
Instead of telling you, I'll show you.
Where? Into an alley, where some friend of yours will smack me around?
To the synagogue. Are you coming?
Yes, let's go.
We'll stop to get Feldman. He should see this too.
So,
no wonder the roof is leaking if the foundation is crumbling. A lovely metaphor, Hashem. But what happened here had nothing to do with Hashem. Did it?
Mr. Shulsky wished to know the origin of his curse. This is where it took its shape. If I'd... Now I see it differently, but back then, when I was talking to Sofer, revenge and justice seemed one and the same.
Revenge is no justice. It is always dictated by anger, and in anger, erring comes easily. But Sofer agreed to it.
He summoned the golem. What else do you want to know?
this place won't tell me any more.
And what have you learned?
The hole you can't miss over there is the new door the golem smashed when it was summoned to life.
And no one saw anything. How is that possible?
Is that your worry, Rabbi?
The clay formed a shell that Sofer infused with the saluter.
Sofer told me to bring clay. Sticky and cold. I can't say how many of those buckets there were. Hours sculpting the Colossus until my hands went numb. I could feel the clay absorbing my anger, as if my rage was making it take shape on its own.
Hours? That must have been horribly exhausting.
What's a few hours in exchange for a curse that lasts generations? These are the remains of some fabric that Sofer wrote something on, in Hebrew, I think. This might be some prayer, incantation, even a spell. There's not enough left to read anything. That's all, but I'm not any closer to a solution. I need someone like Sofer.
A thaumaturge and a Kabbalist?
Do you know one, Rabbi?
There's only one name that comes to mind, but...
Ariel Roffe. A good-for-nothing, vengeful, godless scoundrel.
Strong words from your lips.
Of course.
Do you know one another?
Well, I know him well enough to suspect that he might not want to help me. But I'll look for him.
Clearly the Shulsky family has an easy time getting into conflict with Jews.
Come now, don't be silly.
There's just one thing I'd really like to know, Mr. Shulsky. Standing where you are now, what do you think about your father's responsibility in all this?
For years I had no place in my father's life. Though I admit in any event that the feeling was mutual. But I don't want to judge him.
Debts must always be repaid.
I'm settling my scores.
All right, I think it's time for us to go. This place just makes the blood boil. Let's get Mr. Shulsky away from here. And stop by tomorrow. We'll have some tea and work through a few questions.
Mr. Shulsky, I would like this to be our farewell. I tell you from my heart, anger and pride are poor advisors. I know that firsthand, but it's too late for me. You can still save yourself. I'll be thinking of you.
Shall we?
Let's get out of here. quiet this time.
Bored? Then go ask that uniform what he's doing here. Or tell him to skidoo.
Hey, fancy pants! Fuck off!
Hang on. You lost, officer?
Hang on! It's the mama's boy of Śródmieście.
I'm looking for Ariel Ruffer.
Maybe he had a reason to make it so hard.
Mr. Ruffer didn't mention nobody was gonna be looking for him. How about first your proof you're the son of Śródmieście? You wanna try your luck, sonny?
Maybe just a friendly one to get the blood pumping. We're in the dungeon after all, aren't we? But under one condition. If I win, you tell me where I can find Ariel.
If I win, I'll be happy enough.
Hang on. That's enough.
You're the son of a bitch of Śródmieście.
Thank you. Now, would anyone be so kind as to point me in the direction of Mr. Ariel Rofe?
Take a look at Różycki Bazaar. He has got this sorta Geschäft there.
Thanks. They're right to call this place the dungeon. That wasn't too hard.
Where do you think you're going, pretty boy?
I'm looking for someone. They say he's got a business here.
Do the smart thing and hit the road. Go on. Fuck off.
I'm looking for Ariel Rofe.
Then you can double fuck off, you fucking dummkopf!
You'll attract more attention with that shouting.
Buzz on for I get my club. You're not gonna tell me how to do my job, you flibbit and raggedy sot. Beat it!
But I know Ariel's got his hideout here. I even know which copper's hands he greases.
I don't know about no bribes, you
Provocateur?
Fuck off.
I swear, I know this is Ariel's hideout.
Know how to read? It says butcher's shop.
Sure, it's extra kosher, because there's no meat at all in there. Come on, every bum at Różyc reeks of booze from this place.
And when they come here, I'll tell them to fuck off.
Please, I just want a word with Ariel.
Ogres, how come he's still standing here mouthing off at you?
It's me, Victor.
Shulsky, I remember. Fuck off. So, should I give him what for, boss? Do what you want.
Ariel, come on. Let's talk, please.
But Ogras, maybe don't take on the son of Shrut Miestya on your own, yeah? I'll call you a priest if you want.
All right, leave him be.
I'm sorry.
Come on, Shulsky. Let's get out of sight. But if anything starts shaking, I'll shoot you.
Don't stare. That way. Got a problem? Take a seat.
Sit down. Tell me why you're bothering me, and how exactly did you find me?
It wasn't such a huge challenge.
Who squealed?
There are traces all over the dungeon. You're not being very careful.
If you want something out of me, you better get to the ass-kissing part. Say what you want.
I've got a certain problem, and I'd like to get rid of it quickly.
Is it made of clay and weighs 2 tons when it shows up? So you got sick of running back and forth across Kervich Bridge?
I need the knowledge of a Kabbalist. Your knowledge.
I think I have at least a few reasons to say no, don't I? The main one is the death of my business partner and best friend.
My sympathies about Javier. Really, he didn't deserve it. But I didn't deserve a golem either.
A faithful friend and a quick healer. What am I supposed to do with your sympathies?
I don't have time, Ariel. We both know that only you can help me. You can keep tormenting me, but are you going to tell me something or not?
I can torment you and tell you. A golem is a salutor like any other, but housed in a physical form. But you attract it and bind it in the same way.
So you need to discern the flaw of the person it's following and then defeat it.
Well done. The difference being that it's following blood first and the flaw second. But first you have to deprive the golem of its physical body, the shell in which the salutor is housed. You also need to know where the ritual was conducted, because that's the only place you can do it. Good luck.
So, apart from my family's blood, the golem is attracted to my initial flaw, right?
Initial? So how many have you got?
I've got plenty. I have a really handsome number of salutors.
You're lying. You'd have lost your mind.
If you say so. I know the place the golem was summoned. The basement of Nozick Synagogue.
So, Sofer managed to do it?
How can I get rid of that clay shell it has?
You can't. For that you need a Kabbalist. Moi. I know the incantation for the Berur ritual.
What?
Instructions for reversing the evil eye, cleansing body and soul, and hiding from the unwanted, but why should I explain them to you?
I'm guessing this will cost me something. Money? A favor? A further humiliation?
We'll see.
Thank you. So we're going into the basement of a synagogue, where you'll use Kabbalah to strip the golem of its physical form, right? Then I'll bind it and free myself from its curse?
Not quite. The golem is mine.
Agreed. The golem will be yours.
You didn't say the magic words.
I hereby promise that the golem is yours, as long as you can handle it.
Way to go. Don't worry about the rest.
Hold on.
What?
If I lose my initial flaw, I'll lose contact with my initial salutor, right?
Could be yes, could be no. I don't know. Want to find out?
No.
Unless you've got a long line of relatives with flaws?
I've got a sister, twin, but I don't know if Ligia carries a flaw.
Lovely name. And a strong bond of blood. If she's important to you, the golem has to be bound.
I know.
Then go back to your sister and find out if she carries a flaw.
All right, I'll bring her here. Maybe she'll be better off without the flaw.
I'm not here to heal your conscience. You're one cold son of a bitch. A toast? A very successful batch. We haven't shipped everything out yet.
This won't make me go blind, will it?
The risk is part of the fun.
I'll risk it.
Ready?
Let's get this over with.
Godspeed. Find that flaw of Ligia's. I saw what the clay did at the harbor. But that's... Old Sofer impressed me. Summoning a golem under the noses of the whole community.
You ready?
I will be once you show up with your sister. This is when you go get her.
How do you get rid of the golem's physical form?
There's an old ritual. It's called the Beller. It's a sifting ritual. The incantation allows us to sift out the demonic part from the rest of the creature. It also helps with cases of possession.
Good to know.
By the way, your father must have really gotten under Sofer's skin.
My father had that effect on people. This ritual, are you sure it's safe?
Just trust me, as I trust you'll keep your word. I won't touch a hair on your sister's head. Now go get her!
I'll go fetch.
Get a move on!
What do you need?
We have to talk about the golem. I know how to stop it now.
You know what to do? Tell me.
Do you know what a flaw is?
Kind of, but Papa didn't tell me too much about his abilities.
A flaw is a hidden stamp that sometimes defines our behavior or even our lives. It's formed in the subconscious and centers around the things that matter most to us. It might be the memory of something tragic or shocking from the past, or something that takes us over completely, obsessively. If you were to tell me the one thing in your life that matters most, what would it be?
Where's this coming from? My family. And you, too, of course.
Now, seriously this time.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm putting you second. Work comes first. I want to work. Hard and honestly. And I want to be respected for it. Not have fingers pointed at me. And so it will be.
I don't doubt you've got that certain something inside you. I can see you've got some kind of flaw after all. I think it's one related to obsessive tenacity or pathological ambition.
Should I be offended or afraid? Can I get rid of it?
Yes, don't worry. But that's business for later. Nothing will happen to you.
You're the Thaumaturge here. All right, so what now?
I found out that you can only call off a golem in the place where it was made. It was summoned in the synagogue.
How do you know that?
Father's former sales clerk led me there.
Hayat? How did he know? Don't tell me he had something to do with this.
Well, he begged the previous rabbi to send the golem after father. He did it out of revenge for the disappearance of a certain Horowitz.
The pharmacist? What exactly is Hayat accusing Papa of? Of killing him?
Do you trust me, sister?
I trust you. And I'm glad that you're here with me, even if it's not always easy.
I need you. We must end it. Together.
You sound serious. What's going on?
Today, the curse placed on Father will lose its power. But we have to get going.
Are we going down into the synagogue basement?
There's no time.
How exciting! I feel 10 years old again.
Darling sister, here in person. You clearly are of the same blood. We have nearly everything ready, I see.
I don't think we've met. Ligia Szulska.
Ariel Rother. The pleasure is mine.
Mr. Rofer, this is everything I've been able to find. The candles are placed where you commanded.
Fine.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Szulski. And you must be dear Ligia Szulska. My regards.
The mademoiselle looks pale. Do you feel all right, my lady?
Yes, sure.
Victor, I need a pound of flesh, and it's up to you whose body it comes from.
Victor, what's going on? What's he talking about?
To lure the golem, we need your mature flaw.
Am I the bait?
I could have phrased it better. The point is that only you with your flaw can lure the golem here.
Will I lose my flaw in the process?
Well, that's linked with aspirations, chasing something. Ambition, even to an excessive degree. And yes, you will lose it.
Fine. Get that flaw out of me.
Thank you for trusting me.
But him, I don't know about.
I'll keep an eye on him.
Enough chit-chat. Since everything's ready, let's get to work.
Let's begin.
Don't mess this up.
I'll do my best.
Won't it come?
Patience.
Hashem, be merciful.
Have more faith, Feldman. More faith. Yit Kadash. Yit Kadash Shimiraba. Ready?
Yes.
I take her flaw, you get rid of the golem, and we're quits. Back in a moment.
Mr. Rofa, what?
She'll be fine. It's all over. You're both free.
Thank you. For my sake and Lygia's.
Not a problem. Come on. We gotta take your sister home.
I'll call you a carriage.
What happened? How did I get here?
I wasn't supposed to tell you, but Rofe brought you.
Oh. Was he saying something?
Now we're safe from the curse of Satanisław. Rofe kept his word and stopped the golem from pursuing us.
So now it's going to serve him.
Maybe I should have played it differently.
Maybe you should have consulted me, huh? It was my flaw.
But you agreed to it.
I'm kidding. You should have seen your face. And what would have happened if you didn't agree to Rofe's conditions?
Besides the golem killing us?
Yes, I'd like to know.
I'll tell you another time. I'm going now.
All right. I'll just stay here a little longer.
Hello.
I thought there'd be something to look at. Much ado about nothing.
Who are you? Last time, a different housekeeper came to greet me.
How about that? What? Don't you like us?
I do. It's a big change. A positive one.
There, see? He's not so bad. This is Maria.
And this is Magdalena. We've all been waiting for you.
I've come to see Rasputin.
We know.
It looks familiar, and yet different.
At last, the wait is over. Here he is. Sit down, Victor. Support the weak. Be patient towards all men. The moment has finally come. Here too is my loyal friend, Viktor Shulsky. It's thanks to him that we are where we are. And we will be in the future, where we intend. My mind has long been flooded with bloody visions. In their scarlet color, the mists of the future are reflected. I see a great star falling to the blood-stained earth, and the force of its impact tears the roof from sacred temples, including the Orthodox Church of Saint Mary Magdalene, here in Praga. The earth swallows up the Iberian Gate. Kazan Cathedral stands underwater, and Notre Dame de Paris is consumed by fire. Our homeland will then be exhausted by an illness that has long eaten away at her. There is a feeble spark of hope for us. It still flickers, though it may soon go out.
No.
The heir to the throne, little Alexei Romanov, is ill.
What's troubling him?
Life is spilling out of him. The devil himself is tearing him apart from the inside, demanding blood.
Poor child.
But let's not be sad. This news is joyful, as a matter of fact. Because now we know where the source of the danger is, and I can help him. I will heal the heir, just as I healed Victor, though he was bereft of hope. Isn't that true, friend?
It's true. If not for Grigori, I wouldn't be among you anymore. I'd have lost my mind. But thanks to his miracles, I'm still here, and I can testify to that.
I've helped you, just as you've helped us all. Thank you, friend.
You can count on me.
Admirable loyalty. Impressive.
You gave us a chance, and as God as my witness, I won't waste it. Healing the Tsarevich means healing something much greater. The future. A future where each of us will receive equality and respect, regardless of who we are. Free from the afflictions of the body and the soul, living in health and its resulting ecstasy. Finally, in a future in which we can do anything, but don't have to do anything, offering unhindered freedom. To the Thaumaturge's health.
I'd rather not wake up to sights like that.
You didn't want Ligia to see you in such a state.
In that case, it could have been one of my best decisions.
Looking at the events of last night may be the only right one. Time to get up. Get yourself together, and we'll talk later.
Sleep is a waste of time.
There you are, finally.
What really happened? My memory is failing me.
For those that sleep in the night are asleep, and those that drink are drunken.
Unbelievable.
Remember, no matter what happens, everything stays between us.
This whole farce, the thank yous, what's it all for? What intentions do you have towards me?
Intentions that we become friends and help one another, and complement one another. I have skills that you don't, and vice versa. I'm not hiding anything from you, Victor.
This place looked different. The Nadarzinskis did too.
Everything is happening according to their will, and with their blessing.
Not all of them are as favorable to you as your hosts. Their housekeeper quit.
Well, Jesus had opponents too.
And look how it worked out for him. You're aiming high.
The highest. Anything else you want to share?
All these people, you've gathered a colorful group.
We all come from different environments, from different rungs on the ladder. And that's the most beautiful thing about this. What have you found out about them?
Maria is calculated. She stays close because in you she sees a chance for a better life.
And what's wrong with that? I respect that. I don't demand that you all gaze upon me like a sacred icon. But loyalty? There are all sorts of ways a person can win that for themselves. Anything else?
Magdalena still hasn't rid herself of her youthful naivete. I think she's honestly fallen in love with you.
Are you surprised she has? Many a love has had such a beginning. She's a good girl. Let's not hold that against her.
Aniela is unknowable, and Lucian is unhappy about the changes taking place in her.
Aniela has completely given up her lust for my sake. She'd rather just pray and pray. I respect that greatly, but I must share my time with others. Do you think that Lucian is jealous about the time his wife devotes to me?
It's possible.
Don't worry about it. Keep talking and asking.
Enough about these people.
I'm at your service, Victor. Ask for what you want.
I'll leave you alone. I've got business to get back to.
Go in health, friend.
Since we keep following one another around, maybe we should introduce ourselves.
What are you talking about?
You guys are so devoted. Is the pay worth so much hard work? Maybe it's time to fight for a raise.
I don't want to keep mucking around in this crap. Not for this kind of money. Following some spoiled brat around, standing for hours outside people's windows. And God alone knows what for. Not for this kind of money.
Wait up. I'm not gonna stand here on my own with him. Let's talk to the chief.